Okay, so my overall thoughts on this show is well, before I do that, let me give you my star ratings for each match. For the I gotta think of the matches. For the tag team match, I'll probably give that match 2.5 stars. It did what it needed to do, and it really put over Heavy Machinery as a legitimate tag team. For the women's match, I'll probably give that match 2 stars. It was just really an average match. For the Hideo Watami Oney Logan match, I'll probably give that match 3.5 stars because I actually thought that was actually a good back and forth matchup, and it really told the story of turning Hideo Watami heel. And then for the main event between No Way Jose and Killian Dane, I'll probably give that match 3 stars. I thought that was a good solid match right there, and put over the right person. And overall, I thought NXT was actually a good show. I wouldn't say it was good as the last episode, but I still thought this was actually a good show. I think what hurt it was in the middle. It felt like kind of average. That Nikki Cross promo was average. You know, the women's match on the show was very average. What else was average on this show? Yeah, it did have some average stuff on this show. I can't really think of anything else that was really average. But you know, I liked the way they build up Heavy Machinery. I liked Drew McIntyre's video package, kind of, you know, building him up. I liked Ember Moon's promo. I liked the way they're starting off to build up the Roderick Strong Bobby Roode feud for the NXT Championship. I liked the Oney Logan Hideo Itami match and the slow build up of turning Hideo Itami. Well, it's not really slow. They dived all into it, which I'm fine with. But I like the way they turned Hideo Itami heel. I like the main event. Yeah, overall, I just thought it was I thought it was a good show. If I had to rate it, I'll probably rate it a 7.5 out of 10. I thought it was a good show. What just kind of hurt it was they had some average stuff on this show. You know, even like the Andrade Cien Almas segment was just really eh. So, yeah, overall, I thought, but I still think they did enough to make this a good, watchable show. But that's pretty much it, guys. Please make sure to subscribe to my CM Brothers and No One the Talkinator channels because I post the videos on there as well. And make sure to subscribe to this channel because I would like you guys to subscribe to the channel because I'm going to have other content on this channel. And that's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you later. Okay, so we had the actual show itself. We had Percy Watson, Tom Phillips, and Nigel McGuinness on commentary for this show. And we had the first match on the show. It was a tag team match. It was Heavy Machinery versus Victor Andrews and Lars Sullivan. And before the match, Victor Andrews cuts one of those little video promos. And he says that he's a little bit nervous going into his match tonight because of who his tag team partner is. Because if you guys remember, Lars Sullivan was the guy that murdered his tag team partner after they lost a few weeks ago. It's been about, well, maybe about a month ago now since this recording. Maybe it's been 2 months now, actually. I don't even know. So Lars Sullivan like pops up behind him and says, "Don't worry, everything's gonna be fine out there." And Lars Sullivan, he's a big dude. Like, he could just literally go out there and probably kick anybody's ass. They should really build him up as like a monster singles competitor. But we had the match itself, and Lars Sullivan and Tucker Knight start going at it, and they hit some chain grapples towards each other, and Lars Sullivan lays him out with a clothesline. Tucker Knight hits a big boot out of the corner, but Lars Sullivan's able to hit a slam on him. And then Victor Andrews wants to get tagged in, so Lars Sullivan tags him in. And pretty much Heavy Machinery destroy Victor Andrews. Tucker Knight gets him into a bear hug, and then he hands him to Otis Stojovic, who puts him also in a bear hug. And they hit... But eventually, so they pretty much just destroy him. They hit like a double splash off the ropes, and Heavy Machinery hit what they call the Compractor for the win. I believe that's how you say that. And afterwards, Heavy Machinery say that they want to be the next team to challenge the Authors of Pain for the NXT Tag Team Championships, which I think makes sense to go in that direction. Have Heavy Machinery, you know. Heavy Machinery I actually like. They're a nice big tag team that are just explosive. I like them. And I think it makes sense, you know, they would be someone that you could actually take seriously going up against Authors of Pain. so I actually wouldn't mind seeing that matchup. But afterwards, Lars Sullivan gets in the ring, and he absolutely beats the crap out of Victor Andrews. He hits a couple of blows to the face. He lays him out with like a one-handed spine buster and gets him into like a backbreaker submission, and he just beats the crap out of Victor Andrews. I didn't mind this too much. I'm not sure what they're trying to do with Lars Sullivan. It seems like they want to push him. I don't know if it's going to get to the point where a tag team partner will fight back and it will start a feud, or eventually he'll get told that he's just going to go out there by himself. I'm not sure where this is going, or if he'll find the right tag team partner. But what I am happy about is I'm happy to see a Heavy Machinery Authors of Pain feud for the NXT Tag Team Championships, and yeah, it looks like NXT is trying to build up other tag teams to go up against Authors of Pain, and this seems logical, like the logical tag team for them to go up against. So yeah, overall I thought this was a decent match here. Okay, so next we had a WWE.com exclusive interview with Eric Young, Alexander Wolf, and Killian Dane, and they get asked their reaction to the return of No Way Jose, and she announces that the match is happening between No Way Jose and Killian Dane, and Killian Dane actually speaks for the first time, and this is the first time he's spoken, and he said that after next week nobody will be safe, especially No Way Jose, and then that was it. I thought this was fine. Okay, so next, Roderick addresses the NXT universe, and he comes out and he talks about how this past year has been a roller coaster, has been a huge year for him. He talks about how he got signed to NXT. He's got a beautiful fiance at home. About how he's finally given birth. Well, about how him and his fiance welcomed a new baby boy into the world, and he was happy that he finally came out and told his story to everybody, and that the NXT universe accepted him, and he couldn't be more thankful for that. And he says that now that I have a new family, it's not just Roddy versus the world anymore. Now it's Roddy and my family versus the world. But he says that he still feels like he's missing one thing, and he says that that's the NXT Championship. He said he came to NXT to become the NXT Champion, and he wanted a chance at the NXT Championship. And then Bobby Roode comes out, and he acts like he's crying, and he says that was just a great story. And obviously it's all an act. He says that how you got signed to NXT. He talks about how he has a moderately hot wife at home, how he has a average-looking baby boy at home, and he says that your life seems like it's going great. You're finally starting to win some matches. But he says, hear me out. You want to play a game with the champ. And he says that, well, you want to make more money, obviously, because diapers aren't cheap. And he says that it seems like all you guys want to play the Bobby Roode lottery. That's what everybody does. All the fans, they'll put money in the lottery, and then once they win it, they'll move out of the trailer park homes and move into a mansion. And Bobby Roode tells him that he's not on his level, pretty much. He said that Roderick Strong's a good hand. And he says that maybe he would give him let him take a selfie with the champ, and you can show your kid at home saying that there's the champ, and then there's your old man. But he tells pretty much Roderick Strong that you have a long way to go. And he says that you shouldn't go on the fast track, because if you play the Bobby Roode lottery, it's not going to turn out good for you. You will lose the championship. And he wishes him good luck and leaves. And then that was it. I like this promo segment here. I like how they're slowly going to build up to a Roderick Strong Bobby Roode feud. I'm actually kind of excited for that. And I hope they slow burn this. And they probably are going to put the NXT Championship on Roderick Strong, have him actually beat Bobby Roode for the title, probably at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3, which I'd be all down for. But overall, I really enjoyed this promo segment. I thought Roderick Strong was very good on the mic. This is the first real live promo he's cut, I believe, in NXT. And I thought he really delivered there. I thought Bobby Roode was great here. And like I said, I can't wait to see a Bobby Roode Roderick Strong feud. I'm pretty excited about it, actually. Okay, so next, Nikki Cross cuts a promo on Asuka and Ruby Riott, pretty much saying, let's play next week, because they're having the triple threat match on the next episode of NXT, which was this week's. I thought the promo was terrible. She cuts it like outside, like on the roof too. And like I said, just not a fan of Nikki Cross, and this did not make me a fan of Nikki Cross at all whatsoever. So, yeah, overall, I thought the promo was terrible. Okay, so next we had another video package for the Authors of Pain. And Paul Ellman's pretty much talking about how now the Book of Dominance is open, and how all these tag teams are trying to come up against him. He talks about the Hungry being Heavy Machinery. He talks about another tag team, I forget what he used to describe Riddick Moss and Tino Spinoli. And then he talks about the and then he talks about sanity, and he says that the happiness is is just is not reality. How all that leads to is pain, and that's what's going to happen when you go up against the Authors of Pain. Was pretty much the gist of this video package. Overall, I really enjoyed the video package. I like how it builds up the Authors of Pain. It shows all the teams that could possibly face them, all the teams that they've gone through, like hashtag DIY. So it showed them. So overall, I thought this was a good video package here. Okay, so next we had a women's match. It was Sarah Logan versus Peyton Royce with Billie Kay ringside. And one weird thing about Sarah Logan that Nigel McGuinness described her. So he pretty much said that Sarah Logan was born in the woods, raised in a farm or something. And then she said that her uncle had to wrestle goats. So I thought that was kind of funny. And Percy Watson's like, whoa, this must be one crazy cat. So I don't really know why, if she actually has this background, they didn't have Sarah Logan join Sanity instead of Nikki Cross. Whatever. Was it? Oh yeah, but the match itself though, the match was fine. Peyton Royce hits a big heel kick on Sarah Logan, and she dominates the matchup for a while. She hits 3 suplexes into like a Death Valley driver, and covers her. Sarah Logan kicks out. And she doesn't really cover her. She just puts her hand on her face, and she was like, "Are you serious?" And then Sarah Logan tries to make some sort of comeback. She hits a big drop kick, and then Peyton Royce hits just starts pretty much kicking her ass, and then hits a fisherman suplex for the win. And then that was it. Overall, I thought the match was fine. But that's really it. It was just fine. Wasn't anything special though, but it was fine. Okay, so next, one of the interviewers attempts to interview Andrade Cien Almas, but he's just with a bunch of girls, and he's about to go out and pody. And then one of the girls comes up, and she's like, and he tries to flirt with her, and she's like, no. Is this what you are now? And he's like, what do you mean? And then she slaps him in the face and pretty much tells him to get his head in the game. So maybe this will start making Andrade Cien Almas take wrestling seriously. That gimmick is just stupid, but hopefully, I guess that's where it's gonna go, and he'll actually be winning matches. I guess, I don't know. It was whatever though, just whatever. Okay, so the next match was Hideo Itami versus Oney Lorcan. I really enjoyed this match. Hideo Itami immediately just fires away on Oney Lorcan. He dominates him the first half of the matchup. He hits a big kick right to the head. Lorcan tries to fight back with a few right hands, but Itami hits 2 knees to the gut. And Itami dominates the matchup in the beginning. Oney Lorcan tries to make some sort of comeback by knocking him out of the ring. He goes to dive on the outside, but Itami hits a kick, Enziguri on him, And then Hideo Itami hits a clothesline off the top rope, covers him. Logan kicks out, and then Logan starts to fire away on with his face palms right to the face. But it doesn't have any effect on Itami, so Itami tries to hit the go to sleep on him. But Oney Logan fights out of it. He hits 2 uppercuts on Itami, but that knocks Itami out of the ring. He hits it like a rolling dive from the top rope on the outside. And Logan even hits a blockbuster on him. And then eventually, Hideo Itami, he hits another dive on Itami, covers him. Itami kicks out, and then Itami hits a bunch of face palms on him and a big kick to the head because Itami actually ended up playing possum, and Logan had to back off, and then he took out his knee. And then Hideo Itami hits the go to sleep on Oney Logan, but he doesn't go for a cover. Instead, he picks Oney Logan back up and hits another go to sleep. And then he just still doesn't go for a cover. He looks like he's just frustrated. And the fans are booing this. And then Hideo Itami picks up Oney Logan again, hits another go to sleep, and still doesn't go for a cover. He still looks frustrated. And then eventually Cassius Ohno runs out, and he gets in his face, and he says, "What are you doing, man? This isn't you." And Hideo Itami just looks frustrated. Itami pushes Ohno, and Cassius Ohno pushes Itami, and he falls down to the ground, which technically should have been a disqualification right there, but the ref didn't call for the bell. Then afterwards, Itami leaves. The referee stops the match, and Cassius Ohno checks on Oney Logan, and Itami walks off, and then that was it. Overall, I really enjoyed this match. I thought the match itself was good, and I liked it. Feels like they just kind of really went full circle and went pretty much turned Hideo Itami heel. I would say this was pretty much his heel turn. And I actually like the fact that he's going heel because it makes sense. You know, he's been trying to get to the NXT Championship. He was never really able to get it because he's been injured. He feels like he should be further than he is. And, you know, he finally gets the NXT Championship match. He loses. And, you know, he can get to somebody. Because he even cuts a little video promo afterwards. And he gets asked if he's going back to Japan. And he says, no, he's worked hard to get to NXT. And one loss isn't going to make him walk away. So I actually kind of like the story they're trying to tell, and I'm actually pretty hyped for it. But Cassius Ohno, he really just does not look like he's in shape at all. Like, he needs to get in shape. Other than that, I really enjoyed this match and what they did with Hideo Itami. Okay, so next it shows a video package for Drew McIntyre. You know, pretty much everything that he's done since he's come to NXT. You know, when he was in WWE the first go around, then his return to NXT TakeOver Orlando, and like I said, everything that he's done since he's been back. And overall, I thought this was a good video package, good way to really hype him up as a threat to the roster, so I enjoyed this. Okay, so next, Ember Moon gets interviewed, and she talks about how she at NXT TakeOver Orlando, she had her first opportunity at the NXT Women's Championship, and as much as it pains her to admit it, but she lost, and then she had her opportunity taken away from her at NXT TakeOver Chicago. But she said that in a way she's happy about it because it gave her a chance to go away and reassess and find out who she really was. And she says that before she goes and gets another NXT an NXT Women's Championship opportunity, she needs to address the situation and deal with Billie Kay and Payton Royce, which I kind of like that she brought that up. And then she says, though, that she will be watching the Triple Threat Elimination match for the NXT Women's Championship next week, and that the next opportunity she gets at the NXT Women's Championship will be the opportunity. I like this promo. And like I said, in a sense, I'm kind of happy that Ember Moon lost. I am happy that Ember Moon lost NXT TakeOver Orlando, and in a sense, I am happy that she did get injured because this gives us a new side of Ember Moon's character. So overall, I enjoyed this. And like I said, I think they don't want to throw Ember Moon at Asuka right away because I think they want to save that big rematch for NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3. So they're trying to give her filler opponents up until then, which is probably what's going on. Okay, so then we had the main event. It was No Way Jose versus Killian Dane, and Eric Young and Alexander Wolf accompany Killian Dane just to the ring, but they don't stay out for the match. They actually go backstage. And it was nice to see No Way Jose back in the NXT because he's just fun. You know, he really makes NXT watching it fun. He makes you want to get up and dance to his theme song. And I thought this was a good main event here. No Way Jose tries everything he can to knock Killian Dane off his feet. He even drop kicks him out of the ring, but it just is to no avail. So eventually, Killian Dane is able to get the upper hand on him. He hits a high cross body on him, and Killian Dane dominates this matchup for a while. He hits 2 elbow drops. He drops him, and he hits a senton. I believe it was called like a Celtic dish or something. And after he actually laid him out, before he did that, he actually said he's dead, which I thought was funny. And then No Way Jose, he goes for the Ultra Plantation, Killian Dane, but No Way Jose is able to fight out of it. Hits his comeback. He hits a big right hand on Dane, but he doesn't go off his feet. Then eventually, No Way Jose hits a TKO, covers him. Killian Dane kicks out. And then No Way Jose goes for the big right hand, the knuckleball I like to call it. And then Killian Dane hits a headbutt and a drop kick into the corner, and then the Ultra Plantation for the win. And then that was it. I thought the match was good. It put over Killian Dane as a monster, which was needed, and it gave some much-needed momentum back into Sanity because they kind of was starting to lose momentum because they lost at NXT TakeOver Chicago and the previous episode of NXT, so they needed to get some momentum back, and I think this definitely accomplished that. And Killian Dane, too, came out to like, hit, I wouldn't want to say, like, new theme song because he still had Sanity's theme song, but he also had, like, a mixture of like his own type of Irish feel theme song to it, which I actually kind of liked. So overall, I thought this overall was a good, decent match here. Hey, what is up, everybody? I'm here to give you guys my WWE NXT review for June 7th, 2017. Sorry I didn't get this video up like I planned to, but when I came home, I ended up having a sore throat, and I had it all day today, pretty much, but I'm starting to feel a little bit better, so I figured I would give you the video now that I start to feel better, because I really want to finish these NXT reviews. I just have this one and then one more, so I want to finish them. So yeah, I'm looking forward to watching this one because it's got some good stuff on it. We're going to have the return of Bobby Roode. You know, this is going to be the first time we're going to see Bobby Roode since NXT TakeOver Chicago when he successfully defended his NXT Championship. And we're also going to see his challenger that he defended against, Hideo Itami. He's going to be having a match with Oney Logan. And I'm really looking forward to that because they've been kind of starting to tease a heel turn with Hideo Itami, so I kind of wanted to see how they're going to follow up with it. Because I think that could be interesting. So, you know, you have some good stuff. And one final thing we have is we're going to have a match between No Way Jose and Killian Dane. You know, you have No Way Jose, who returned on the previous episode of NXT after being taken out by Sanity in, I believe, April. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. So you have some decent stuff to look forward to on this show. So I can't wait to see. I actually especially can't wait to see No Way Jose come back. So let's see if NXT is a good show, a bad show, or a fail, or in the middle. So we're going to find out next. I'm going to structure my review. I'm going to review it in sections. So after each match or segment, I will come on here and talk about it. So let's just get right into it.